I got to know Mark at the school bus stop. He was a wiry boy with flowing brown hair, a kid who wore 80s band shirts and openly berated fads. We were fast friends. He was the only one who seemed to care about my weird thoughts and opinions, who encouraged me to speak my mind. Our conversations on a bus each morning became the highlight of my day. I came to hate that moment when the bus pulled in and we had to go our separate ways. He was an 8th grader, I was only a 6th. When some bullies tried to take my phone from me on the bus, Mark told me he took karate lessons after school. I asked him if heck would teach me some, and he said that he would, if we ever met at his house. I asked him where he lived. It was on the other side of town. Too far to bike on a school night, but perhaps doable on a weekend if my parents wouldn't mind me going so far. I begged my parents for weeks to either take me to his house or let me go by myself, but they told me I needed to make better grades before I could afford to spend time with friends. "You made a D in math," they said, referring to my last report card. It was dumb. I told them that if Mark didn't teach me karate, the bullies would steal my phone, and all they did was offer to buy me a new one if that actually happened. After a couple of weeks of telling Mark that I couldn't come, he started to beg. He said he had no other friends, that I was the only person he could talk to. I told him I wanted to come real bad. He suggested that I F my parents and sneak out. At first, I told him no way, I couldn't do that. It would have to be at night, I'd have to bike 5 miles down streets with little light. I could get hit by a car, kidnapped, or worse. He told me that I needed to get over my fear. Nothing would happen. We'd just meet and spend some time together, drink some soda and watch movies. It took another week before I finally caved. The next report card was too far away, and I suspected he'd made another D. I snuck out after I went to bed, slipping through the window and grabbing my bike as quietly as I could. The streets were quiet as I pedaled and I soon got lost in the peacefulness of an autumn night, a light breeze blowing through yellow and orange leaves. It felt magical, and he felt freer than I ever had before. The last thing I remembered before I saw Mark's ghostly form standing on the street corner were the lights of an oncoming semi-truck. "I knew you'd make it," he said. And #X200B.